My adventures began because I loved reading stories of travel and adventure, and Britain's got this incredible legacy of explorers, travellers, adventurers, and I loved reading those books. And it was reading those books that prompted me to travel and explore in the first place. And gradually, as I read these books, I started to dream that maybe I'd write a book one day myself. I've spent quite a few years doing big adventures, rowing the Atlantic, cycling around the world, walking across deserts, things like that. And I started to realise that there was a bit of a disconnect between the way people were perceiving me as an adventurer versus what I actually felt, a normal guy who happened to have chosen to do this stuff. So I decided I wanted to try and find a way to make adventures more accessible to normal, busy, everyday people. And that's where the microadventure idea came about. I think a microadventure is just an adventure. So however you define adventure, that fits. The only difference is that a microadventure is something that doesn't take much time, doesn't cost a lot of money, doesn't require a lot of expertise. You don't have to live in the Himalayas to be able to do it. So it's microadventures that are achievable within the constraints of busy people's busy lives. I think anybody can do adventures. Some of the most extraordinary journeys, climbing huge mountains, massive expeditions, are done by very ordinary people. The only difference between those people and those who haven't done trips is the choice, making the choice to go do these trips. And the difficult part of most adventures is getting to the start line, all of the preparation and organising. That's the hard part. And so microadventures try to remove all of that, to make things so simple that really there's no excuse just to get out there and go. And in that case, anyone can do this stuff. When I first began trying to do big expeditions, I realised that one of the main things that was stopping me having a go wasn't the worry about the journeys themselves, it was fearing failing and coming home and looking ridiculous. And it took me some time for that to sink in, at what a stupid way to be living my life that was. And since then, I've just really tried to be quite hard on myself, to just make myself go and do stuff and try it, and to not worry about failing, and instead to be very, very worried about getting old, looking back and regretting not having done stuff. And so the early days, the big trips I did, I was deliberately doing stuff that I thought I would probably fail, and to not let the failing side of it bother me. My favourite microadventure, I think my favourite microadventure might be swimming down the River Thames. And I liked that because I went very, very slowly, slower than I'd ever travelled before. And trying to slow down my life is a good thing. And I liked it because it gave me a totally different perspective down there at eye level with the water. And I think that's really the essence of microadventures, looking at familiar things through more excited, adventurous eyes. You start to see wilderness and adventure everywhere, so I'll choose that. I think the next thing for me is to keep banging the micro-adventure drum. It's been really, really rewarding for me to see lots of normal, busy, professional people getting out on small little adventures and seeing that brief little impact it can have on their lives. So my mission for this summer and onwards is to try to get more people to go try it, to go do something they've never done before out in the wild, close to where they live.